That might be number 4, actually. I won't be all that long, but I'll take it probably right back to the start. And just to say that our first... Helen, you should be over there. There's a team here. And our firstborn, Miriam, we lost as a baby. And that was really hard going. And then we had 4 wonderful sons, and that was wonderful. And then we had our little darling here. And everybody, like the response, and Justyne certainly didn't replace Miriam, but the response and the support that we got from the wider community was quite overwhelming. And the 4 older brothers thought that Justyne was just the best thing since sliced bread. And so she's turned out to be too. You would have thought that perhaps with 4 older brothers that Justyne, there'd be a bit of tomboy there. In fact, she was surrounded by all of these things like toy army soldiers and, fellas that shot rockets out of their chests and all of those sorts of things. So she had those everywhere, but in fact, she used to dance with them and she'd dress them up, and she was the most feminine little girl you could ever possibly imagine, in fact. So she wasn't a tomboy at all. She went off to school and she had a terrific time at primary school, and I'm delighted. It's a terrific thing when you can say that, gee, at your wedding, 20 years later, more than 20 years later, you've got friends that you made at primary school who have come along with you. And we've got a few here tonight who did go back that far. And certainly in high school too, there were lots of friends here who are here tonight, and university, and it went on and on and on. So she was very easy to get on with, and made friends pretty easily. And as I said, she was very ladylike and dainty and little. Then she started playing basketball. And it was like, you heard of white line fever. Well, this is the white line fever expert. And Kim, I know, is here, and Tara is here, who played basketball, and probably were actually bruised more by Justyne than by the other players in the teams. The opposition used to actually call her the smiling assassin. And you can see the smile she's always got on her face. And she went on from there to nursing, and I'm sure she's a terrific nurse. We've seen her in action just a fraction down there at the Frankston Hospital in emergency, and she just coordinates things. She's been running our family, all parts of it. After her mother, she's the second lieutenant. But a terrific story I heard about her nursing a little while ago. I work in an organisation that employs people who work with people with disabilities, and one of our staff had to take one of our clients down there a little while ago, and she came back and she said it wasn't until later that she found out that Justyne was my daughter. And she said, that nurse down there has inspired me, I'm going to go and do nursing. Which is just a terrific tribute, I think, in the way she'd go about her job. So it was a pretty terrific life, ideal sort of a life that I think Justyne had until about 6 years ago. And 6 years ago, not quite to the day, but reasonably shortly, it was
6 weeks, 10 days actually.
6 weeks and 10 days to go. And it just happened to be Justyne's birthday, and coincidentally, a very sad event. It was the funeral of our next door neighbour who had been there since we'd been there in Seaford. Bill had passed away. And we were all out the front of our place getting ready to go off to the funeral, and Justyne was there, and the van has arrived, and out gets the driver, and he's got this huge bunch of flowers there, and I said, "Oh, sorry mate, you're actually going to the wrong house, you need to be going next door." And he had a look at the card and he said, "Miss Justyne Guest?" And with that, Justyne turned. She had a look at the card and she said, "I only met him on Saturday night." So this is the sort of fella that we've got here. Actually, I've got to say that Andrew, that was mistake number one. Because, you know, if my father was here, he would absolutely be saying, "Andrew, you're out of the men's union here. Think of the pressure you've put on all of us fellas who don't send flowers." And you've done us in the eye, Justyne, saying, "Oh, Andrew, flowers sends me off." Andrew, it's not a good trick, mate. It's a bit shaky when you do with that sort of thing. I should say, since the 6 years ago, he's been here ever since. He's very hard to sort of shake off this lad when he gets his clutches in. The worst was yet to come. Where's my brother? Well, you're close. I'm just watching out for my brother over here because I've got to. I think he knows the story, but he's confessed that he barracks for. And there are some things, Andrew, that can be forgiven, but this is you are absolutely on thin ice. Look, it is a worry. Don't push us. Just don't push us. We haven't had any, we haven't had consummation yet, so we've. The whole deal can be called off. So don't push your luck there, Andrew. But since that time, let me say, Andrew's been a bit of a fixture with the family, and we've had some terrific times together. The first Christmas, Andrew arrived at our place, where Andrew was just arrived, and he's lobbed down the next morning, and he was in the full regalia of Santa, and it was the funniest thing I've seen for quite a while at that time. And it's sort of now every year you're wondering how he's going to outdo the year before. The next year I think he was one of those fat Santas, and he was out here somewhere jumping around. And look, we've had some terrific times. Justyne and Andrew lived with us for 4 years. It might have only been 4 months. He eats, Mary, I don't know how you ever fed this bloke, or how he didn't grow, or what he does with it. He's unbelievable. There was another incident a few years ago. Was it going to be short? A couple of years ago now, sleeping very soundly. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and the phone call comes. A couple of years ago, did I say? A couple of years ago. And the phone call goes, and it's Andrew, Terry. It's Andrew here. I'm ringing from Scotland. What do you think? You get a phone call in the middle of the night. What's happening here? You think, Justyne's broken her leg, or she's been eaten by the Loch Ness monster, or something like that. He said, "I'm down in Glasgow. I'm in a phone booth, and I've got something to ask you." Now, what's he going to ask me? says, would it be all right if would it be all right if he wasn't very nervous. Would it be all right if I asked Justyne if we could get married? He's caught me 3 o'clock in the morning, sound asleep, and I fell for it, didn't I? So I said, all right, Andrew, and he's gone off happily. And it was only later on, well, what a cunning sort of sneaky sort of a thing to do. I could have had, if I had some warning, I could have thought up of lots of excuses here. So that's number 3, Andrew. Normally 3 strikes and you're out. The year before last, my other 2 darlings here and I embarked on our first trip overseas. We get over to London and we get off the plane. Who's there? Andrew's here again! And I must say that we then chuffed round England and Scotland together, the 5 of us in a little car, and we had the best time, We went to every Harry Potter exhibition or anything like that was available. He has! He's turning it. If you don't mind, yes, he's got the Harry Potter scar on the nut. He takes things to the nth degree. But look, we had a terrific time charging around England and Scotland, and we went to a castle and it was haunted, and Andrew and I had terrific times rattling our chains up and down the corridors. It was great fun. Except we got to a place called Ben Nevis, where in fact it was the Hogwarts Express was stationed there, and we got a terrific photo of that too. But they lured me. I think that my darling Justyne may have had something to do with this too. They lured me up a street that, that's a good sign, isn't it? Tell me to shut up. That had a signpost at the end of it that was signposting towards the old fort, except that somebody had tampered with the letter O and made it into an A. And what's more, they have taken lots of photos, and they send these things to me at Christmas times and things like that, with me under this old fart sign. Andrew, that's number 4. So I've got to say, you are on absolutely thin ice. And just to keep you absolutely online here, I've got a few friends that I need to come forward now, actually. A few friends, if they can come forward. They're actually called children. Or sons and daughters. Michael? Let the taller fellas get round Andrew, actually, and look down. Taller fellas round, come on. Stand near him and sort of glare down at him. This is just a bit of a warning about, I've given him 4 chances. He'd better not tamper with number 5, because you've got to remember, you walked out of a dream, inches and cream, the lips like strawberry wine. You're Justyne, you're beautiful and divine. You're all Riverton girl, oh what a girl, eyes that sparkle and shine. You're Justyne, and you're beautiful and you're mine. my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. You touched my hand, my heart went pop. I knew when we kissed, we could not stop. You walked out of my dreams, into my arms. Now you're my angel divine. You're Justyne, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're Justyne. If we had all charged our glasses, it's probably the time that we should be saying to this wonderful couple that the parting gesture is we've had a bit of fun with Andrew. We do love him. He kisses me all the time. And hugs, yes, he hugs. Is that number 5? That might be number 5. But the reality is that we know, I think everybody here who knows the couple know that they truly love one another. And somebody, I said that to somebody the other day, and they said, somebody from work, and they said, you reckon this is a 50-year union? And I reckon that they might do better than that.